Bonjour à tous, hi everyone and welcome to Learn French with Vincent, and this is Unité 9, leçon N. And in this lesson we'll see together les temps composés. So we won't discover them because I thought it might be useful to take the time to review what we saw so far, especially when we're talking about les temps composés, so all these tenses that are composed tenses, okay? So far we've been seeing first le passé composé, then we saw le plus que parfait, after that came le futur antérieur, and finally we saw le conditionnel passé. And so the common thing that we have between all these tenses is that they are composed, okay? So they will be constructed the same way, but then of course few things will change. Obviously the first part that we get to use, avoir and être, will change, but then the rest, construction with the participe passé, will be the same, okay? So we'll first start with the passé composé, okay? So, and if you remember, the rule was that first we will use avoir. So if you're not really sure, if you don't remember if the verb requires être or not, then put avoir. Avoir should be at the present form. Then you will put your participe passé form and you will get this passé composé. Okay? Remember that in some cases, but we're talking about exceptions or reflexive verbs, you know, these se, blah, blah, blah. So you will have to use être and at the present tense as well, plus le participe passé, and you will get this passé composé. Okay? So, of course, it looks simple like that, but then in some cases, and especially after learning so many things, maybe you don't really remember the conjugation of avoir and être at the present tense. So we'll take the time to review that one more time. So remember, avoir at the present tense goes like j'ai, tu as, il a, elle a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. Okay, so j'ai, tu as, final S not pronounced, il a, elle a, nous avons, final S not pronounced, and then we make this little link between the two, nous avons, vous avez, a Z at the end will produce this E sound, avez, little link between the two, vous avez, ils ont, okay, final T not pronounced, and then we make the liaison, ils ont, elles ont. Alright, so this is for avoir at the present tense. And now être at the present tense, je suis, tu es, il est, elle est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont, elles sont. Okay, so je suis, final S not pronounced, tu es, okay, so it's quite strange because you get this ES, but then phonetically it's est, alright, quite open, tu es. Il est, exactly the same sound as we had previously, okay, so just remember that you write it like that, but then phonetically it goes like est, elle est. Nous sommes, final S not pronounced. Vous êtes, little liaison to be between the two, and then final S not pronounced. Ils sont, final T not pronounced. Elles sont. Alright? So that's the main thing you should remember. Of course, the participe passé, but then we won't cover that in this lesson because I've been making a big video on that, so try to search it in the channel search engine and you will find it, okay? So let's see now, le plus que parfait. So remember, it was exactly the same rule. So first, avoir. If you're not sure, just put avoir, but avoir should be at the imparfait form. Then the participe passé, so you will get your plus que parfait, okay? And for the same exceptions, we'll have être at the imparfait form, and then the participe passé, and it will give you the plus que parfait. Okay, so for the same reasons, we will see together avoir at the imparfait and être at the imparfait, just to make sure that it's clear for you. And avoir at the imparfait will give j'avais, tu avais, il avait, elle avait, nous avions, vous aviez, ils avaient, elles avaient. Okay, so j'avais, final S not pronounced. Tu avais, final S not pronounced. Il avait, final T not pronounced. Elle avait. So exactly the same phonetical thing here. It's avait. Nous avions, final S not pronounced, and then little liaison. Nous avions. Vous aviez, EZ at the end, et aviez, and then liaison. Vous aviez. Ils avaient, so look here, E-N-T, you write them, you don't pronounce them. So you get phonetically avait, exactly the same thing that we had here, here, and here. Okay, so it's exactly the same thing that you will pronounce. But then here you make the liaison. Ils avaient, elles avaient. Okay, let's see how être goes. J'étais, tu étais, il était, elle était, nous étions, vous étiez, ils étaient, elles étaient. All right, so exactly the same rule. Remember, final S, here, here, final T, and then here, E-N-T. You don't pronounce them. So you will get était, okay, for all these forms, okay? J'étais, tu étais, il était, elle était. Same rule here, final S not pronounced, and then you make the liaison. Nous étions, vous étiez, ils étaient, elles étaient. Okay, make the liaison here as well. Ils étaient, elles étaient. All right, so this is the thing you should remember. Now, the other tense we saw was futur antérieur. And futur antérieur, remember, exactly the same construction, but then avoir should be conjugated at the future, the futur, and then le participe passé, and it will give you futur antérieur. Or then, for exactly the same exceptions and the same cases, you will use être, but then être should be at the future tense, plus le participe passé, and it will give you le futur antérieur. So, what we'll see exactly the same thing as we saw previously for the other tenses, or the other tenses. So we'll see the future form for avoir, and then the future form for être. Okay? And for avoir, it will go like j'aurai, tu auras, il aura, elle aura, nous aurons, vous aurez, ils auront, elles auront. Okay, so have a look now. J'aurai, tu auras, final S not pronounced, il aura, elle aura, nous aurons, final S not pronounced, and then you make the liaison, vous aurez, a Z at the end here, et, aurez, liaison here, vous aurez, ils auront, final T not pronounced, elles auront. Okay, and then for être, we will get je serai, tu seras, il sera, elle sera, nous serons, vous serez, ils seront, elles seront. Okay, so one more time. Je serai, tu seras, final S not pronounced, il sera, elle sera, nous serons, final S not pronounced, vous serez, a Z at the end, et serez, ils seront, final T not pronounced, elles seront. Alright, so this is the future tense for avoir and être, okay? And now the last composed tense we saw was le conditionnel passé, and so remember that le conditionnel passé will go like that. So first, as we saw previously, avoir in priority at the conditionnel présent form, then you put your participe passé, and you will get your conditionnel passé. Or, for the same cases as we had previously for passé composé, futur antérieur, or then plus que parfait, être, but in that case it should be at the conditionnel présent form, then the participe passé, and you will get your conditionnel passé form. So let's see now how avoir and être are at the conditionnel présent, just to refresh your memory, and it goes like that. J'aurais, tu aurais, il aurait, elle aurait, nous aurions, vous auriez, ils auraient, elles auraient. Okay, so one more time. J'aurais, final S not pronounced. Tu aurais, same thing here. Il aurait, elle aurait, final T not pronounced, so phonetically exactly the same form here. Nous aurions, final S not pronounced, and then you've got this liaison, nous aurions. Vous auriez, EZ at the end, et auriez, and then the liaison, vous auriez. Ils auraient, remember, ENT, you don't pronounce it, auraient, ils auraient, elles auraient. Alright, so this is for avoir, and then let's see, être. Je serais, tu serais, il serait, elle serait, nous serions, vous seriez, il serait, elle serait. Okay, so let's see how it goes. Je serais, final S not pronounced. Tu serais, same thing here. Il serait, elle serait, final T not pronounced. Nous serions, final S not pronounced. Vous seriez, EZ at the end, et seriez. Il serait, so ENT not pronounced, elle serait. Alright, so this is the first part that you should use when you make this conditionnel passé form, okay? That's it for les temps composés. If you've got some doubts, remember I've been making videos regarding each of these tenses, so it's possible to find them. If you want more video or other videos, then remember youtube.com/imagier is here, and then more material if you want to find other things, softwares or pictures or flashcards. Imagier.net is waiting for you. Have a great day. Bye bye.